The man in the recliner stared at nothing. His face was slack, his hands still. 3 feet away, his wife and her sister spoke in low, careless voices.
He's finally quiet enough for us to talk. The guardianship papers are ready. Once a judge signs off, I control everything.
And the money? The $1.4 million you moved to Belize, are you sure it's untraceable?
Untraceable enough. His signature was easy to forge. The bank won't ask questions, and soon the guardianship will make it all legal.
In his ear, the flesh-toned device was no ordinary hearing aid. It was a microphone, meticulously recording every syllable.
Tyler thinks I should wait a few more weeks. But why wait? William can't even remember his own name anymore.
You should be more careful. What if he suddenly understands something?
Look at him. He's a vegetable in a chair. The man I married is already gone. Tyler gives me what I need now.
William's eyes never moved, but behind a vacant mask, something sharp and entirely alive flickered. The faintest smile tugged at the corner of his lips. His hearing aid was still recording. 2 months earlier, the house had been different. William still moved with purpose, his mind sharp. From the kitchen, his wife's voice came sharp with insistence.
Dr. Palmer is the only one. My husband needs him, not some random neurologist.
Her neurologist? I hadn't mentioned any cognitive concerns.
The early signs are there. He forgets small things. Just get me an appointment. I'll handle the rest.
She was already spinning her lies. I was sharp, and she was deciding my mind for me.
When the call ended, Linda walked through with a practiced smile. William kept his face still.
When she left, I reached for my phone. One call to an old friend. Dennis, it's William. I need a cognitive assessment. Private office. There are things I can't explain on the phone.
The appointment was set. He'd know if his mind was sound. What he did with that answer was the real question. In the sterile quiet of Dr. Dennis's office the next morning, the cognitive assessment began without ceremony.
After 40 years as a neurosurgeon, William, you'd sense decline first. But let me be thorough.
Memory recall, logical reasoning, physical reflexes. William answered each test with the precision of his old operating room.
Your cognition is flawless. There is no evidence of dementia or even mild impairment.
The confirmation landed cold. His mind was a weapon, not a gift to celebrate. My wife is maneuvering me toward a specific neurologist. She's planning something, and I mean to find out what. I'll give her the performance she expects. Early confusion, forgotten details. Let her think she's winning.
Faking cognitive decline is dangerous. If you are caught, your credibility is gone. But you've already decided, haven't you?
William produced the small hearing aid. Custom fitted years ago, its recording function had been a forgotten feature. Until now.
This will catch every confession she makes when she believes I can't understand. I am done being a sitting target.
The act began with a simple question over breakfast the very next morning.
Linda, what time is my appointment with the neurologist today?
2 o'clock, William. I told you after dinner last night. You are always forgetting things lately.
He nodded blankly. At lunch, he left the stove burner on and walked out.
William, the stove. What's wrong with you? You could have burned the house down.
Her anger was hollow. Underneath, she was already counting the money.
That evening, she grabbed her phone the moment he was in his recliner.
Cynthia, it's starting. He's forgetting things. He asked the same question 3 times today. He left the stove on. The doctors were right. Soon, guardianship will be easy. He won't even know what hit him.
In the kitchen, William wore a faint smile. The hearing aid had captured every word. The next day, Linda drove with barely concealed anticipation to the neurologist's office she'd handpicked.
Just relax, sweetheart. Dr. Palmer will take good care of you. We'll get to the bottom of this.
Inside the examination room, William answered every question as if he were fading. Long pauses, wrong dates, a vacant stare.
Keep the performance tight. Every hesitation is a brick in her prison.
The neurologist delivered the diagnosis: early stage dementia, progressive, full-time care soon inevitable.
Oh, William, I knew something was wrong. Don't worry. I'll handle everything from now on.
Handle everything. By emptying my accounts and locking me away.
She led him out with a supportive arm, but her eyes were already on a future without him in control.
Everything is falling into place.
William's hand rested over the hidden recorder. The diagnosis was now a weapon, proof of her intent. That evening, the house became a stage. Linda settled William into his recliner, then poured 2 glasses of wine.
The doctor bought it completely. Poor William showing early signs. Next week we file the guardianship petition.
And the money? Did you move the rest?
Another $400,000 goes to Belize tomorrow. I've already sent the wire instructions. His signature is perfect.
The tiny red light pulsed, every word stored in lossless clarity.
What if the bank questions it? What if someone notices the transfers?
They'll believe his dementia explains everything. I am his wife. Soon I'll be his guardian. No one can stop me.
Guardian. She means jailer.
You are brilliant. In 6 months, you'll have everything. The house, the accounts, and Tyler.
The recorder captured the clink of glasses and the sound of his wife laughing. The file would be titled simply, Evidence 1. The wine glasses were empty when Linda produced a manila envelope. The guardianship petition was thick with legal language.
The lawyer drew it up. Once a judge sees the diagnosis, William Reeves will be legally incompetent. I'll control everything: his money, his house, his medical decisions.
And the consent form? He has to sign something, doesn't he?
I'll forge it. His signature is child's play now. I've practiced enough with the bank transfers.
She lifted a pen and demonstrated on a scratch paper William's name, exact loop and slant. The forgery was indistinguishable.
There it is. Admission of forgery, with a witness. This recording alone will bury her.
What if he gets lucid in court? What if the judge asks him directly?
He can't even string a sentence together. By the time we're in court, he'll be a mumbling shell. This diagnosis is gold.
The hearing aid's indicator glowed steadily. The file length ticked upward. 8 minutes, 9, 10. William's breathing never changed. But behind the slack mask, his mind was already drafting the counterattack. The conversation shifted, and Linda's voice softened with a different kind of pleasure.
I have to tell you about Tyler, Cynthia. He's been so good to me these past few months.
Tyler from the gym? Linda, you didn't.
William hasn't touched me in years. Tyler makes me feel alive. And with his mind going, he'll never know.
This is dangerous. If someone finds out, it could blow up the whole plan.
The plan is foolproof. And William? He's already gone. I deserve this.
Deserve. She'll deserve every consequence when this recording plays in court.
The hearing aid captured her laughter, the casual confession of adultery without a trace of guilt.
Just be discreet. Don't bring Tyler around here.
William's fingers curled imperceptibly. The fire inside him had turned to ice. Later that night, in the silence of his study, William removed the hearing aid and connected it to his laptop.
Hours of her voice. Every lie. Every plot. Her laughter about Tyler. It's all here.
The audio playback was damning. He listened for only a few minutes. That was enough.
I have enough to destroy her. But I need a lawyer who can weaponize this.
He reached for his phone. The contact list scrolled to Frank Morrison, the family attorney for 30 years.
Frank, it's William. I am sorry to call so late. This can't wait. I need a meeting tomorrow about Linda. Worse, she thinks I have dementia. She's moved money. She's planning guardianship. I have recordings.
On the other end, Frank went silent for 3 beats. the kind of silence that forms when a lawyer sees years of litigation ahead.
Bring your briefcase and your best poker face. We're going to trap her with her own words.
He hung up, saved the audio files to 3 backup drives, and stared into the dark beyond his reflection. The game had changed. The next morning, William walked into Frank Morrison's office carrying a laptop and a silence heavier than any briefcase.
William, you sounded shaken last night. Show me what you have.
William slid a USB drive across the desk. No words, just the click of plastic on wood. Frank plugged it in. The first clip played. Linda talking about Belize, the forged signature, the guardianship.
She admits to forgery, to moving over $1 million. William, this is felonies, plural.
Keep listening. There's more. She has a boyfriend. She mocks my dementia while planning to lock me away.
By the 3rd recording, Frank had stopped taking notes. He just sat back, the color drained from his face.
We can freeze the Belize account immediately, a court order for fraud. But we need to serve her in a way that prevents her from destroying evidence.
I want to host a Sunday brunch. Invite her, her sister, a forensic psychiatrist. I'll greet them lucidly, then play these recordings over the kitchen speakers.
Frank nodded, a slow smile spreading. The idea of the brunch was born, a trap wrapped in pastries and coffee. 2 days later, in a conference room drawn with blinds, Frank introduced Dr. Harris, a forensic psychiatrist with a clinical stare.
My role is to observe Linda's reactions when the recordings play. It will provide expert testimony if this goes to trial.
We'll file the emergency court order Friday. By Sunday brunch, the Belize account will be frozen. She won't know until we serve her.
And the Dementia Act. William, you'll need to maintain it until the exact moment. Any early slip could compromise the evidence chain.
I've played a confused old man for months. One more day is nothing. I'll greet them at the door like the man they think I am.
At brunch, I'll have the divorce papers and the fraud complaint. When you give the signal, I'll serve her right at the table.
Linda will be cornered with witnesses. Her denial won't survive the audio. I've seen it. The truth is a physical blow.
Sunday at noon, I'll set the table. She'll have no idea she's walking into her own judgment.
They reviewed the recordings one more time, then the meeting ended. The trap was loaded. Only the bait remained. An elegant invitation card sat on William's desk, yet to be written. The next step would be the hardest, pretending to invite her with a smile. The invitation card was filled with careful, slow handwriting. William rehearsed the vacant look he would wear when he handed it to her.
One more performance. She'll see the confused old man, not the trap closing. Linda, there's something. A brunch, Sunday, old friends. I think you should come.
A brunch? Oh, William, of course. You are so sweet to remember sometimes. Cynthia and I will be there.
Sometimes remember. She thinks this is a lucid gift. She has no idea.
Later, William called Cynthia, his voice frail and uncertain. She accepted with the same dismissive tone.
Of course, William. We wouldn't miss it. You just rest now, okay?
Frank, it's done. They both accepted. You and Dr. Harris are confirmed for noon Sunday.
We'll be there. The court order is in my briefcase. Linda Reeves is about to have a very bad Sunday.
He set down the phone and looked at the invitation card. The brunch was now a countdown. Sunday morning spilled golden light across the empty recliner. The house held its breath. William dressed with precision, a dark blazer over his worn flannel. His reflection showed a man fully awake.
This is the last time I put on this mask. After today, I burn it.
In the dining room, he placed a small Bluetooth speaker at the center of the table. Inconspicuous among the pastries, he paired it with his phone. A test tone chimed softly, then silence. The connection was secure. He removed the hearing aid and plugged it into his laptop. The folders were organized. Evidence 1, 2, 3.
4 months of lies, all compressed into 3 files. Her voice will fill this house one last time.
He returned to the dining room, poured a cup of coffee, and sat at the head of the table. The silence felt heavy.
Now, the waiting. When she walks in, she'll see a confused old man. For the last time.
The hearing aid was back in his ear, its recording light dark. It would not record today. Today, it was only a prop. At 5 minutes to noon, Linda and Cynthia's heels clicked up the front path. The door opened on the scent of coffee and fresh pastries.
William, we're here. I hope you didn't try to cook any of the...
Her sentence died. Frank Morrison stood beside his chair, briefcase open on the side table. Beside him, Dr. Harris studied Linda's face with professional detachment.
Thank you for coming. Please, sit.
The voice that replied was not the mumbling, hesitant voice of the past months. It was William's real voice, clear, measured, and sharp.
William, you sound so clear today. That's wonderful, sweetheart.
Cynthia exchanged a quick, brittle glance with her sister. Their host had turned into a stranger between the doorway and the table.
Please, we have a lot to discuss, but first, there is something everyone needs to hear.
The sisters took their seats. Linda's fingers found the edge of the table and held on, knuckles pale. The trap had closed.
4 months of this mask. Now, I speak as the man I am.
William lifted the hearing aid from his ear and placed it on the table. The tiny device caught the light, a microphone where they'd seen only frailty.
This hearing aid has a recording function. I've used it for months. Every conversation you've had in front of me, Linda, is stored and cataloged.
That's not possible. You were confused. You couldn't understand.
Let's listen. You'll recognize the voices.
He tapped his phone. The speaker filled the room with Linda's voice, crisp and damning. Her own words filled the room. The exact phrases about Belize, the wire transfer, the forged signature.
Turn it off. Frank, you can't let him. This is entrapment.
Sit down, Linda. You'll hear it all. Then we discuss the legalities.
Cynthia's hand covered her mouth. Dr. Harris observed, expression neutral. The recording continued. William leaned back, fingers interlaced. The first file was only the beginning. The speaker played on. Linda's voice, cold and precise, detailed the mechanics of the fraud.
I already moved the first $1 million. His signature is on every wire transfer. The bank won't even blink.
Linda, tell them. They can't use a private conversation. We were just talking.
The recording ignored Cynthia's outburst. It continued to the guardianship plan.
I'll file the petition Monday. Once the judge approves, I control every asset. He won't even know what happened.
William's face was stone. He had lived these words once. Now he watched them bury his wife.
Not yet. Let it all play.
The bank records will match the transfer amounts to the penny. This is more than enough for a fraud indictment.
The recording ended on Linda's triumphant laugh. The dining room fell into a brittle silence. William tapped his phone again. Shall we continue? There's more. The next file began. Linda's voice, softer now, almost conspiratorial, from the speaker. I have to tell you about Tyler, Cynthia. He's been so good to me these past few months. Linda at the table turned white. Cynthia's hand fell from her mouth. The recording continued. Tyler from the gym. Linda, you didn't. Cynthia's recorded shock filled the silence. Then, Linda's voice again, casual and cruel. William hasn't touched me in years. Tyler makes me feel alive.
Stop it. That was private. I was lonely. It meant nothing.
Cynthia looked away, her face gray with shame. Dr. Harris's pen stopped.
Lonely. She called me a vegetable. Now she pleads loneliness.
The recording played on, her laughter about Tyler, her plans. The room felt airless.
Enough, Linda. The man you mocked is sitting right there, perfectly cognizant. The court will hear every word.
William rose to his full height, the posture of a man who had never been lost. The silence bent around him.
I never had dementia. The confusion, the forgetting it was all a performance. My mind is as sharp as it ever was. This hearing aid was my microphone. I recorded every conversation for 4 months. Your plans, Linda. Your money, your lover. You thought I was a vegetable in a chair. While you laughed, I was collecting every word. So thank you for being so forthcoming.
Linda's mouth opened, but no sound came. The color had drained from her face entirely. Cynthia pressed her knuckles against her lips and turned away, unable to meet anyone's eyes. Frank looked at William with something approaching admiration. The old man had outplayed them all. Dr. Harris nodded once, a clinician confirming a hypothesis. The deception had been flawless.
4 months of silence. Now, the truth fills every corner of this house.
He remained standing, the afternoon light catching the silver in his hair. The game was over. He had won. Frank stepped forward, opened his briefcase, and placed a thick envelope on the table. The seal bore the county court's insignia.
Linda Reeves. These documents include a petition for divorce, a criminal complaint for fraud and forgery, and a court order freezing all accounts linked to your transfers.
Linda snatched the envelope, her fingers trembling. She scanned the top page, color draining from her face.
You can't do this. This is a setup. William is crazy. He's not competent.
I have witness testimony and hours of recordings. Your husband's cognitive tests prove he is fully competent. The evidence is incontrovertible.
She whirled toward William, her voice a shriek. He remained seated, lifting his coffee cup with a steady hand.
You miserable old man. You think you've won? I'll fight this. I'll ruin you.
William took a slow sip, his expression unchanged. The outburst washed over him like noise.
The Belize account is frozen as of this morning. Every penny you moved is locked and will be repatriated.
Linda's legs gave out. She slumped into her chair, the fight draining from her eyes. The money was gone.
All those years I took care of your house, your meals. Now you throw me out like garbage?
Her voice broke into a sob. Cynthia's hand flew to her mouth, her eyes wide with shame.
I think you should go now.
The words were spoken softly, but they carried the force of a closing door. There was no appeal.
You can't do this alone. You'll crumble without someone here.
William's gaze remained steady. In that look was the truth. He had already been alone for months. Cynthia pulled at Linda's elbow, her own face pale. Together, they turned away from the table. Their footsteps retreating down the corridor were the last words of a broken marriage. The front door clicked shut from a distance, leaving the house in a profound silence.
It was never about anger. It was about reclaiming my life.
Frank closed his briefcase with a quiet snap. Dr. Harris offered William a simple nod of professional respect.
The court date will be set within the month. We'll have you prepared. You handled today like a master.
Mrs. Reeves' reaction was textbook. The recordings leave no room for ambiguity. You'll have no trouble in court.
William shook their hands, his grip steady. Then they walked out, and the door closed for the last time that afternoon. He stood alone in the living room. The golden light fell on the empty recliner where he had played his role so long. He removed the hearing aid from his ear and held it in his palm, the tiny device that had captured betrayal and delivered justice.
She thought me a shell. This small device held her undoing, not revenge. Just a man taking back his life.
He placed the hearing aid on the mantel, a relic of the war he had won without raising his voice. The afternoon light warmed the room, and William Reeves sat down in his recliner, at peace. From a drawer, he took a small wooden box lined with velvet. The hearing aid fit perfectly inside, as if the space had been waiting for it. He closed the lid with a soft click. The sound echoed in the quiet room like the final period of a long sentence.
Evidence 1, 2, 3. Now, just a memory in a box.
He set the box on the side table and settled back into the recliner. The leather creaked under him, familiar and forgiving. Outside the window, the afternoon sun had softened to amber. The last light fell across his hands, still steady after all of it.
No anger left, no bitterness, just the quiet of a house that finally belongs to me.
The faint smile returned, the same one that had flickered in the cold open months ago. Now it stayed. He looked out at the golden light, the quiet street, the life he had nearly lost and now fully reclaimed. The hearing aid had been a microphone, the recliner had been a stage, but the man in it had never been the fool they believed. William Reeves closed his eyes, the warmth of the sun on his face. The story was finished. His story was only beginning.